Alright guys, number 11 and 12. Number 11 threw you for a loop. What you need to do to get it in standard form is get rid of that denominator, 8 plus I. You can't have an I in the denominator. It's like having a decimal in the denominator. We know we can't have that. So here's what you do. We know that i's can cancel out i's because I squared is negative 1. So I'm going to say instead of 8 plus I, I'm going to write the conjugate, 8 minus I. And to make this possible, I have to do whatever on the bottom, on the top. So I have to also multiply by 8 minus I on top. I like to parenthesize this so we know that it's going to be multiplication. Okay, and then you could do box method twice, or you can do just FOIL, whatever you like. And I did FOIL on the last one, so I'm going to go ahead and do box method for these. I would say 5 minus 4i, 8 minus I, 5 times 8, 5 times negative I, 8 times negative 4i, and negative I times negative 4i, positive 4i squared. Okay? But positive 4i squared is really just minus 4, because you just reverse the sign with that I squared. Alright, 40 minus 4 is 36. Negative 32i minus 5 more would be negative 37i. That's your numerator. Now the denominator, 8 plus I and 8 minus I taught you a trick yesterday. It's just going to end up being difference of squares. So 8 times 8 is 64. I times I is I squared. So that would be positive 1 when you multiply those out. Let's check and see that that's true using box method. 8 plus I, 8 minus I. 8 times 8, 64. 8 times I, negative 8i. 8 times I, positive 8i. Negative I times I is negative I squared. But negative I squared is the same as saying negative 1, which is just 1. These will go away. These will add. 64 plus 1 is 65. And we cannot reduce that. None of those are factorable. None of those have a GCF. That's your answer there. Multiplying these is just distributive property. Negative 5i times 4, negative 20i. Negative 5i times negative 2i would be positive 10i squared. We need to change that to minus 10. And that's not standard form, but at this point on the test I wouldn't count off. But the standard form of that, you'd have to put the real number first, negative 10 minus 20i. And I would say you're done then. Same idea here. Go ahead and try that one out. I'm not going to show you the answer yet. I'm just going to write it. So don't cheat. You better beat me to it too. Is that what you got? Negative 5 plus 3i? If you did, then you're right. Good job. Kudos. Okay, let's move on to number 13.